wholeness, infinite waters flowing through you on point Dexter. This is Tarot on Dex. And I do this from the heart, from the soul, from the street. So if you think I'm here to play around with you, you should leave now. If you decide to stay, that means you'll allow me in your energy, as is my intent, to create conditions that promote health, wealth, and abundance. So let's get started. Because you know we dominate these time constraints. Almost like energetically, there's so much, there's like overwhelm or overstimulation. One of the techniques that I like to use when I feel overwhelmed or overstimulation is to take a moment, and I don't care if you're sitting at your desk or if you have to go into the restroom to get a moment of privacy or whatever it is like that. But if you put one hand on your stomach and one hand on your heart, and you just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth deeply, it'll really help you to center yourself. And then a good, powerful question to ask yourself, in most circumstances, which way leads me closer to freedom? Which way leads me closer to softness? Which way leads me closer to power? I think a universal term is which way leads me closer to God. And in most situations, you can ask, whatever that term is for you, which way leads me closer to correctness? Then, after, settling your system, sitting within your feelings, you can usually make that decision. But I definitely, if I had to describe it, it feels like walking through a mall or like trying to have a conversation in a mall where uh, it's too much noise in the background to have a conversation, and it can feel stressful, you know. And so the most powerful thing that you can do is breathe. And there's something that you're learning about patience and about release. Is what it feels like that's happening. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gifts. I always hope I'm saying something that helps. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank y'all so much for tapping in, tuning in, and turning up. Let me make sure I can see all the messages. Sometimes they don't be showing me all the messages. Shantae, I am so grateful for you tapping in, tuning in, and turning up. I appreciate your time, the energy, the love, the support. Let's get some messages from Spirit. Let's see what the most powerful. I like the energy. I do it because there's a transition happening where the divine one is moving into power, but it also feels like after a good workout session. And you know how after you worked out or after you've exerted a lot of energy, there's this like, even after you've processed some trauma and you've really come to like a healing place in the trauma processing, but it's like this, like where your muscles kind of relax, where your muscles kind of like, it's like you've been holding something. Thank you, Spirit. I'm tapped into the energy of someone who has been holding something for a long time and you're finally putting it down, huh? Hey, did I knock on the deck? Angels, archangels, ancestors, and spirit guides that wish to see us walk the highest path out here for the greatest good. What is the most important message for the divine one? What do you need to know most to walk your highest path for your greatest good? King of Pentacles, Emperor card. Why? Because if you really want to pick up the things that you want to pick up in life and you want to become powerful in the ways that you want to become powerful, well, you can't be holding on to the other excess shit that was given to you or projected onto you by people who were supposed to love and protect you. Emperor card energies out here with the King of Pentacles. You putting that shit down because you ready to make some boss moves. Ace of Cups energies out here with the Six of Pentacles. It's somebody that's offering you something that you want. There's someone willing to offer you something that you've been knowing you deserve and waiting for a long time. And in order for you to pick this other opportunity up, you got to put this shit down. And so you're putting down things that you've been carrying for a long time. King of Pentacles, Emperor card, performative. It also has to do with like the idea that you had to prove yourself, in order to be loved. The idea that you had to be impressive, King of Pentacles, Emperor card, in order to be loved. And you're embracing relationships where you get to be your most authentic self. You're moving into circumstances and situations where you don't gotta pretend, and where people can come in and see your dishes in the sink and they can see your laundry that needs to be washed and still love you. And rather than judging you and feeling pretentious around you, they say, you know what, this person's human and I can still love them. You putting down that shit, and it's likely coming from family. King of Pentacles energies out here with the Emperor card. It likely comes from family to where you got to be impressive to get love. You come from some type of parent family down where you got what do you do for a living? Where do you live? Oh, what's your last name? What do your family do? What car do you drive? It's this type of energy. You getting the fuck away from that. And it's been some emotions that you've been holding on to. And if you've ever felt something like held on to something so and kind of got almost like numb to holding on to it, and then when you put that down, it's almost like a pain. Right, if you can envision it, holding your bladder too long. You ever hold your bladder too long, and then you go to the bathroom and you release the bladder, then you say, "Oh, my stomach hurt. Oh, what is that?" You was holding on to something for a long time, and you putting it down in this transition that almost feels like exhaustion. This feeling that almost feels like exhaustion. So if you tired, baby, rest. And if you feel pain, baby, then be patient with yourself because you put some shit down that you have been carrying for a long time. And like any muscle, shit, when you put that shit down, you feel it. You feel the release of it. Your bladder, your arms, imagine holding something for a long time. And then when you let that thing go, when you take them wristbands off, after you've worked out a little bit, your muscles say, oh shit, you might be tight the next day. This is what I'm tapped into. The sun card energy is out here, but my God, I like this energy. My God on today, right? The sun card, 8 cups with the six of pentacles. You have your sights set on something. And it's something has its sights set on you. And in order for you to embrace and hold this thing and care for this thing in the way that it deserves, you got to put that other shit down. That's what I'm tapped into. And so you're moving into a mindset, a space energetically to where you're making, I don't gotta dance, I make money moves. You making money moves. If I see you and I don't speak, that mean I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss. You a worker, bitch. It's this type of energy. Page of Cups energies out here. And heavy in regards to in past relationships where you had to be impressive to be loved. Go home, Roger. Where your love, your appreciation, what you were offering was rejected or ridiculed and even mocked and gossiped about. Page of Cups energies out here. Now, motherfucker want that love that you used to give so freely. They want you to call and ask and be considered and be willing to bend over backwards and self-sacrifice and change your schedule around and move your things around in order to accommodate the next person. You ain't willing to do that no more. Say, I don't gotta dance. I make money move. If I see you and I don't speak, that mean I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss. You a worker, bitch. I like this energy. And it's not even on some arrogant, haughty shit, even though that song may indicate that. No, it's like there are people who want to love me and appreciate me. And I'm talking about you though, right? You see people that want to love you and appreciate you and accept you without you having to perform. And now you're in a position to make boss moves. In the past, maybe you weren't in the best position, but you had this sincere and authentic desire. Now you're in a position to make boss moves and do shit for people that actually impact their life. And you finna do it for the people who showed up for you when they felt like you couldn't shine. When you gonna do it for the people who showed up for you when they felt like you wasn't shit. The people who didn't think you was impressive and didn't think you needed to be impressive to love you. Sun card energies out here with the Ace of Cups. That's what I'm tapped into. 4 cups energies out here. You ain't taking the offer. You ain't taking the deal. It's like now that people recognize and realize who you are, they want to offer you things that they should have been offered you, and you don't even want it no more. And all the abundance that comes with the position for an angel number that you in, you're giving it to the people who showed up when you was in your shit. You shining and showing up and showing love to the people who saw you at your Shiva. They get to appreciate your Shakti. The motherfuckers who rejected your Shiva don't get access to your Shakti. That's what I'm tapped into. The Fool card energies out here. And oh, I like this energy because in West Philadelphia, right? You're going to Bel Air. You're changing tax brackets. You're changing zip codes. You're moving into a different space, right? The fucking Fool card energies out here, and you bringing with you the people who showed up when you was in the hood. You bringing to Bel Air with you, Jazzy Jeff. You feel what I'm saying? To the Will Smith. You bringing your Jazzy Jeff. You're not bringing the people who act like they didn't know you or act like you wasn't shit and act like you didn't deserve nothing. You bringing the people who saw you at your lowest and can appreciate your highest heights. This is what I tapped into. Nine of Wands energies out here. It's family. It's familiar, right? It's like the way Antoine Fisher said that he would wait every corner that he would come near when he would walk to school. He would expect his mother to come walking up from the corner. Nine of Wands energies out here. It's just family issues, and you releasing the. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. You don't need them to apologize. You don't need them to admit and acknowledge all of the things that they did and are still doing that make them deplorable and despicable people. You shine in spite of it. right? And so you're free. Like that's what you're releasing. The idea that they would ever say, you know what, I was wrong for that. And the idea that if they said that they was wrong, that you would then forgive them, and then you can go and have some harmonious relationship with them. You don't need that shit. It is what it is, and in spite of it, you are. You're releasing the idea that if they came around and admit and acknowledge something, that it would change the fucking facts. It wouldn't. And in spite of what they did or didn't do, you still shine. That's what I'm tapped into. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something that helps. I'll double tap that screen and share the live so we can share this love. I'm so I'm great. I'm happy and grateful that you get to release these things that have been like tying you and creating some type of bondage or binding in your life. And I am excited to see the bright and beautiful new beginnings. Sun card energies are here that the Most High is moving you to. It is going to be remarkable for sure. How have you been? What makes you think freedom fighter, E5W? And I just want to help you kind of stay grounded in what your mission is. You know, this is coming from a place of love. What makes you think that if you come in here and comment that in this particular chat, that that would be like add any forward movement to your mission? I just would like to, if you, what makes you think that if that anybody in here that could read that comment could help you with that, is what I'm saying. I feel like you might be going against your mission at the end of the day. I think that if you come over here, unless you just raise baby, right? Unless you just, trying to trigger people, then okay, I see what you're doing. But if you're serious about this mission and this ministry, this might not be the right audience for you. Um, you in enemy territory. You might want to find another chat to comment that in. Respectfully. Man, how have y'all been, bro? I look tough, rough and tough with my afro puffs. Internalized misogyny. A little bit of internalized racism, but it's okay. I understand it. I deal with it all myself. You say I look tough because tell me why you say I look tough. It's just internalized racism and misogyny. And if you grew up in America, it's not even you. Like you did something bad. It's the world. It's the world we live in. Black woman in all red with that little sleek back. Oh yeah. No filter, no makeup. Maybe if I had on pink and I put on more jewelry, I might not look tough. It's okay. It happens to everybody. But when we can identify it and call it what it is, no judgment, and then we will be able to move forward and kind of be better. Right? So if you get a chance in the day, be better. The most important message for our Divine Collective, the Queen of Cups energy is out here in reverse. The energy is that of, I want to tell you that behind the scenes, right? Over here, there's a deck that's it's kind of like sliding, they be stacked up in the card slide and it slid off the table. And I saw it, right? But I didn't move because I was, recording. But the King and Queen of Cups, right, fell kind of on this bench that I have right here, from this deck that's, so King and Queen of Cups, heavy on your emotions. We were talking in the last session, the last cards that we just pulled, this Acme Tarot on deck that there's a lot of releasing happening, something that you've been holding on to, the idea of your muscles and how that kind of feels, of the feeling of relief, but emotionally, mentally, the relief of saying, I'm no longer held by that, I'm no longer bound by that, right? And now it's almost energetically like So this vampiric entity knows that it's losing its connection to you. This vampiric entity that has been like using your life force energy without you knowing, literally for a long time in your life. It's like it knows that you're disconnected. Like, you know how a person be like, when you argue back, they know you still care, but it's when you stop arguing, it's when you stop responding, or the way that you react and respond that can let an abuser know that you're no longer participating in their games. You're aware of their games, you understand the rules, and you're now equipped to win. Hello? Thank you, Spirit. You're aware of the rules, you understand the game, and you're now equipped to win. Somebody had you in this game, entered in the contest, and you didn't even know it was a competition. You didn't know we was playing a game. I didn't know this was a thing that you could win or lose or something like that. You out here being authentic. Everybody else playing games. You now understand that this is a game. You understand the rules of the game, and you are equipped to win. The entity, you know, we battle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities. So people in your life who was benefited from you being stupid. It's not being stupid like you were like it's not even your fault, but that sounds like victim blaming, right? It's not you being stupid, it's just like the lack of awareness, like the lack of the people capitalizing from your not knowing. The people who should very well explain to you the game that they enter you in without you knowing, capitalizing from you not really knowing the rules, and you being blind to the grand scheme of things, right? These entities that are housing these people who were benefiting physically or materialistically from you not knowing the rules of engagement can feel the like it's like if you use a card all the time and then your card get cut off. When you go to pay for something, you're gonna immediately know, why the fuck my card ain't working? Somebody who had this energetic access, they were able to siphon your energy and feel some type of recharge, some type of quote unquote supremacy, because they could, make you feel judged, or they had this kind of ability to, push buttons and trigger you in some way, shape, or form. The Six of Swords. You get it now. You've been informed. You've been informed. That's what I'm tapped into. You understand the rules of the game, and you now are equipped to win. And these entities that was like winning off of you, like beating you, right? They can feel the shift. They know that something's different. Ace of Wands energy is out here with the Temperance Angel, right? Like the people who felt like they had the advantage, the people who felt like they had the upper hand, almost like the programmers, right? The people who had a hand in programming you and programming, almost like submissiveness or subjectivity, like, oh, I'll just self-sacrifice and people please. The people who program that into you can see the difference. That's what I'm tapped into. You've reprogrammed. You unlearned and relearned. You went into your subconscious and reprogrammed from the programming that was initially implanted there by this fucking family. Ten of Pentacles energies out here with the Queen of Cups that expected always to be able to stick a steering wheel in your back and drive you. They always expected to be able to just bring up your past, just bring up your children, just bring up these things and be able to get a reaction out of you. The Devil card energies out here, and then be able to use that Seven of Wands energies out here. Very triggering things that they did to say, oh, that's why you get what you get. That's why people treat you like you treat you. It's these motherfuckers. Now they don't have that control anymore. Eight of Swords energies out here, like really, 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 really locked in. Locked in. That might be a term that you use. I'm locked in. I'm focused. I'm focused, man. Tell this person to holler at me, man. Eight of Swords with the Six of Swords. 6, 12, 13, 14. That's 5 swords. And there's a lot about how no reaction, like no pushiness, no. I really feel like energetically you used to want to be understood and used to push for common ground or please understand me. People will on purpose misunderstand you or make you feel like you was crazy. Now you don't give a fuck if these people understand you. You don't care if they understand you. Understanding you ain't them understanding you never stopped your bills from getting paid. It's this type of energy, and now that they know they don't have that key that they usually can stick in you and open up all of these emotions, they're a little bit biting their nails, a little bit angsty is the word. The Emperor card energy is out here, right? Like, know who you are, you know who you are, you know what you can do, you know what you can't do. But you also know how to employ entities that can help you with the things that you can't do. You understand power, you understand power dynamics, you own the chessboard and you know how to play now. That's what I'm tapping into. And you was dealing with these entities and energies that was benefiting from you not knowing how to play. And now you can win. This is what I'm tapped into, and they trying to figure out a way to get back in. Ace of Swords energies out here. The thing is, you're right. And you don't need a closure like conversation. Their behavior is the closure. Your power is evident not only in that they can feel it now that they don't have access to it, in that you can see you see what you can do with it. Do you see where we're going with this? Huh? What? Not just in that these people realize and recognize that they don't get to trigger you, that they don't necessarily get a reaction out of you, or even the responses that they expect you to so readily give. That it's that you can see what you can do with your energy. You see the art that you've created in your life now that you have better boundaries. This is what I'm tapped into. I like this energy. You know, I just want you to be prepared for what they're going to do next in order to try to get a reaction out of you. I want you to be prepared for what they're going to do next, and whatever it is, burn it. Let it burn when the feelings ain't the same in your body. You don't want to, but you know, gotta let it go, cause the party ain't jumping like it used to, even though this might bruise you. Let it burn, yeah. Gotta let it burn deep down. You know it's best for yourself, but you hate the thought of being with someone else, and you know that it's over. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something else. Nope. Those, people never mattered. It's not that they don't matter anymore. You're awakening to the idea that they never mattered. We're gonna get some more messages for the collective. How are you feeling? Thank y'all so much for tapping in, tuning in, and turning up. It's especially in this retrograde season, springtime, people get a little flirty and stuff like that. You will receive some messages. They're gonna reach out. They're gonna reach out saying that maybe that they want to connect, or maybe that they got something for you or something like that. Burn that shit. Well, I don't care what it is. Don't keep that shit. Burn it or spin it or give it to somebody else. They don't matter. They want to matter so bad. I've until you decide to really, really focus on what you focused on, it's hard for you to recognize how they want to matter so bad. That they never mattered, and it was only because you cared and you wanted to be a good sister. You wanted to be a good friend. You wanted to be a good employee. You wanted to be a good family member, relative, whatever it was like that. That you couldn't see that. You couldn't see that they wanted to matter so bad. That so much so that they didn't care if you got to focus on what matters to you. They couldn't care less if you actually took care of your bills or your business, make sure you were straight. They didn't give a fuck about that. A good wife, a good husband, a good sister, a good brother, whatever. Then you start loving you, and they energetic reaction is, how dare you love you? How dare you respect yourself? How dare you have boundaries? How dare you realize how long I've been stepping on you is what it translates to. Three of Swords. How dare you start recognizing and realize now energetically they're gonna go broke. Their true self is gonna be revealed. Them being able to cloak themselves in your energy for so long has been, sustaining their lifestyle. You're gonna see people's lifestyle shift and change. Excuse me. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something that helps. The most important thing is to realize and recognize how your lifestyle shifts and change. Don't focus on, let God do what God gonna do. And you just make sure that you're in a position to receive the blessings that God, the bliss that God has for you. Let go of the cord. Like God is offering you freedom right now. Right? Like the freedom to not care. The freedom to really not give a fuck. The freedom to really let go of any if they did apologize, if they were to acknowledge their wrongs, so fucking what? You can say, okay, thank you. And nothing will change. That's not gonna make you besties. That's not gonna make everything all right. And you go back to family reunions and weekends at Bernie's or some shit. No. You're free. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something else. Ace of Swords energy. The Ace of Swords just went into the deck, so there's a lot of clarity. There's a lot of revelation, realization, truth. King of Pentacles. There's a lot of like, I don't gotta dance. I make money moves. If I see you and I don't speak, that means I don't fuck with you. It's like you get it. You can see clearly now. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. You can see clearly now, and you can start to really orchestrate. You can make moves that align with your highest good. You can begin to plan financial endeavors that will bring increase. You can begin to plan emotional connections that will allow you to feel comfortable in your energy. You can really start to, exist in the truth of your identity. No longer like tethered is what the word feels like to something from the past. Nine of Wands energies in reverse. You could like it's been this defensiveness energies out here. Nine of Wands energies in reverse. It says every time somebody start to behave in a way that reminds you of these entities from the past, your shields go up and your guards go up and oh no, you're not gonna play me. You're not gonna take advantage of me. No, you ain't like that no more. You like that was them. They were bad people. They took advantage of me. Not everybody. You're not this person's behavior or treatment toward you or group families behavior or treatment toward you no longer has you a reactive is what it feels like or this boy. What is the word that I'm looking for? Let me slow down. Jump into conclusions. The way in life you started to jump to conclusions because in many cases people very close to you like family friends and family right. Nine of Wands energies out here in reverse did the most treacherous shit to you, and so you would really jump to conclusions when people asked a certain questions, pros certain things. You immediately felt like they were trying to get access to you to take advantage, and it showed up in your friendships, it showed up in your relationships outside of this group, right? And so now you're not as reactive, you're not as as you're not jumping to conclusions anymore. You're really walking slowly toward the outcomes you desire. Eight of Swords and it is out here, right, motherfucker? Even if people wasn't in your life, Nine of Wands, Eight of Swords, they had you stuck riding the A train, stuck in a certain existence. Isolated is what the word feels like. Isolated or rejected could be a good word, but it's like everybody gonna do what they did. You had this preconceived notion that everybody was gonna do what they did. Queen of Swords energies out here. And before people could get access to you in a way that would allow them to even love you or care about you, before they could, because that meant that you would have to be vulnerable, you said, no, you're trying to take advantage of me. So you would jump to conclusions. You're not doing that no more. Based on what these people did, not allowing you to have connection, community, they say camaraderie. That's what I'm tapped into. The Nine of Pentacles energies out here. And for many of you, this has been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming, and I know a change gonna come. Nine of Swords energies out here. Queen of Swords. Nine of Wands. I'm sorry. Eight of Swords. Queen of Swords. Nine of Swords. Right. Nine of Wands. Nine. Angel number. Yeah, it was by yourself. You did everything by yourself. You had this fucking thought form, this stronghold that said, I'm all I got. It's me against the world. I'm all I got. It's me against the world. That's witchcraft. That's fucking witchcraft. I'm all I got. It's me against the world. Nobody ever loved me. Nobody ever understand me. My children won't love me. My children won't understand me. I know one day I'm gonna be by myself. I know one day you gonna leave me too. Come on, man. I feel like I'm about to cry. That's witchcraft, baby. And you have broken the spell. And this has been going on for a long time. This has been going on for a long time. Queen of Cups energies in reverse with the Hermit card. But in my solitude, womp, 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 it feels like you're giving yourself space. It's like you're giving yourself space to feel safe. And I think that maybe unintentionally in like this soft life or this luxury life thing that you're kind of King of Pentacles, King of Swords, business minded, business oriented, you know, almost like you're in this effort to prove, even though subtly you're releasing yourself from needing to prove yourself to be loved. You're finding healing. The Hermit card energies out here with the Queen of Cups. Maybe the witches never expected that, right? And you can say that like that, but also like In this place of isolation, you actually found healing. You actually found the knowing, the understanding to say, Queen of Cups energy is out here, Hermit card, like wisdom, 999 angel number, wisdom that says I don't have to jump to conclusion just because that person was bad, just because they meant me harm, or just because they took advantage doesn't mean everybody will take advantage. And if I need to feel safe, and if you need to feel safe, you're going to create the safety. And if you need to feel empowered, you're going to create the empowerment. And if you need to feel loved, you're going to create the love. Queen of Cups energies out here with the Queen of Swords energies out here, right? Because there's this idea of you projecting that into the external world. 999 angel number, and that's how the witchcraft was working, keeping you isolated, making you feel exiled, jumping to conclusions, right? And you're no longer making these leaps and bounds. At least that's not the direction. King of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups. At least that's not the direction that you're taking leaps and bounds in. That's what I'm tapped into. If you're going to jump to anything, you're going to jump to the highest path for the greatest good. You're going to jump to conclusions to say people will support you, people love you, people want to be near you and invest in you. Is this type of energy? The Four of Pentacles energies in reverse. And so this type of control, this understanding that you have control, is how you release the spell. That's what I'm tapped into. Seven of Wands energies out here. Like Spirit wants you to understand that everybody is not out to get you. Like I don't want to I don't want to take away from the fact that people fucked over you. Your feelings are valid, but not everybody is like that. That's what's on this board. Now, I don't want to take away from the idea that there are fucked up people in the world, and some of those people may have been related to you and in your family, but not everybody is like that. And you're coming into a cycle. You're breaking away from this paradigm that makes you jump to conclusion. These strongholds that keep you locked in isolations, and you're moving toward community. That's what I'm tapped into. It's like there's this thing going around that says you finally got enough money to pay for the table, but there's nobody to sit with you, and that's not true. You finally got enough money to pay for the table, and there are going to be people keeping you company. I'm telling you, because you're no longer jumping to conclusions. There's also not this expectation of other people to keep you safe. You know what I mean? There's this self-sufficiency, interdependency that leads to healthy connection and community. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something that helps. Let's get some more messages for the collective. What do you need to know most to walk your highest path for your greatest good? I am so grateful for you tapping in, tuning in, and turning up, Akashi. Thank you so much for the time, the energy, the love, and support. You're going to find that as you move forward in this energy of release, that the things that used to trigger you, that used to create an emotional response, it's almost like it's not even something that you don't feel anything about, like apathetic to. It's more of compassion. You're moving to it in like wisdom, like enlightenment, like you're seeing something from a heightened perspective, and where you maybe there was a emotional like, oh, I wish these kids would get it together. That's how it feels, right? Like I wish these people would just learn and be better. You're starting to understand that all of the things that people do, even if it's uncomfortable sometimes, is necessary on their path to growth. It's compassion. It's like compassion for a person's ignorance or something like that. And it used to be anger or like frustration could be a good word, but now it's like compassion. Like, oh, okay, they still in zombie mode. They still sleep. You know, they still going through their awakening, and you kind of have some patience for that more than you had in the past. Now, what I done knocked over? If you're still feeling tired, then likely there's still something that you're holding on to. You know, again, I don't want to dismiss and diminish what happened to you, but I do want to say that you don't have to let that keep you in bondage. That there were bad people that did things to you, but not all people are bad people. And you can release those things, like, you know, and I'll leave it there respectfully. You have permission to release those things that make you feel tired, because earlier I was talking about holding on to something for a long time. and the way your muscles feel when you finally put it down. And you feel tired because you're still holding on to something that you have permission to put down. Right? And sometimes we feel like we don't have permission to put down. I feel like sometimes we feel like we need to hold on to it. I think sometimes we feel like holding on to it protects us. Honestly, I think that people feel like, oh, I'll always remember what you did to me. I'll never forget what you did to me. Never, always, these ultimatums, these extreme, right? And that's how you know when you're still holding on to something. And think about it is, you'll be holding on to the thing, that's the energetic cord to the thing that you want to sever ties with, to the thing that's burdening you. And when you say, you know what, they did that shit. And I learned lessons from it. I always carry the lessons with me, but I don't need this energy. Huh? Tell yourself, I always carry the lessons with me, but I don't carry this energy. And then you can find relief. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something that helps, girl. Been around the world and I can't find my baby. Help me fix this. I'm sad. You're not everyone's emotional support wizard. Angels, archangels, ancestors, and spirit guides. What is the most important message for the divine collective? I really feel, you know, I can feel the exhaust. And I think I kind of said that earlier. The weight of other people's expectations weighing on you. I also sense this like otherworldliness about you, this strength and this power that cannot be described or explained even by people all over the world or in many different places. That's what this feels like to me, the stars and all of this type of shit here. And so even though you feel like, wow, I'm exhausted, there's something about your energy that gives off this ethereal strength. And it's going to be important for you to develop boundaries and learn how to say no. There's this energy that's showing up collectively that says, who told you where did the performatives show up in love and connection? Like having to be impressive in order to get respect or love. What connection, what paradigm, what relationship make you feel like in order for me to get respect, in order for me to get love, I have to be impressive? You know, this wizardry is out here. There's a lot of wizardry. We've been talking a lot about warlocks, wizards, and witches. We've been talking a lot about breaking spells. Divine timing energy is out here, holding on to something for a long time. I do feel like cords are breaking. They want me to talk about, motherfuckers from different countries that have been trying to project energy onto you to keep you in a fucking mental state of, like, not recognizing your power. And this could have been going on for a long time. As much as I try to, like, kind of keep it centered and keep it grounded, they want me to talk about exhausted ass wizards and witches, many different people. Like, it's not just one person that's getting people to try to send negative energy towards you. This is a group of people, and they may have like a headmaster or like a main like grand master or whatever it is, like that Dumbledore around this motherfucker. And Dumbledore is tired because it's like this revelation. I think Nicodemus was the Pharisee who had the revelation, he said that what if this man came from Jesus? What if this man came from God? He was speaking of Jesus, and he said to the other Pharisees and the Sadducees, after interviewing Jesus, he said, what if this man is sent from God? Is this type of energy, right? So there's a Dumbledore type of character energetically that could be from another country or another part of the world. It could be near you, but they is given another country or another part of the world, or it's a group of people. It could be done in virtual dimensions. And there's this energy where this person is starting to kind of recognize and realize and even be inundated and exhausted with a lot of spirits, a lot of overwhelm, and a lot of worry, especially in regards to keeping you suppressed or in a certain mindset, right? Keeping the magic, making sure the magic stays or the magic sticks. The magic needs to stay or the magic stick, because apparently at one point in time the magic was working. But I really feel like there's a release that's happening. And energetically, I can feel the release. Energetically, I can feel the release. It feels like, again, holding on to something and you finally put it down. You had to pee. You hold your pee for a long time. You go to the bathroom and you release the pee. Then you're like, oh my God, my stomach kind of hurt. It's this type of energy. You let it go. Something that had you tied, something that had you bound is being released. That's what this feels like. And baby, there are no coincidences. As above, so below. Energy that is not created or destroyed is transferred. all this shit connected, and people don't like to look at that shit. They'll dismiss it. They'll bring it up in a conversation when talk about scientific facts, but they don't want to talk about the idea of it being real, and it's something that you release. Maybe you did a ritual, a spell, you did a cleansing or something. You released something, and that shit that had you bound, they had to let it go, and you going up, you moving up. This is what I'm tapped into, and it's like happening in hyper speed or very quickly because somebody had you anchored, feels like the word, or like, you know how you tie balloons to a balloon anchor, and they had you anchored, and now they have to let go. They can't. This motherfucking fucking wizard, this fucking wizard is worn. This fucking wizard is tied. Remember that reading I talked about? They want you tied. They want you mentally tied, emotionally tied, physically tied. Baby, this bitch is tied. All of that energy and effort that they put into you, you said, fuck that shit. I ain't got to perform no more. Foof. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. In your inner child, you finally gave your inner child permission to go ahead and be creative, and gave your inner child access to your adult cognitive abilities and creative functions, and you making some shit happening. You got projects. You got projects in the work behind the mask. And because you can now see yourself and recognize that a lot of things that was projected onto you was a false reality, it was a fairy tale, you can see the Wizard of Oz, bitch. You know how when they show you the Wizard of Oz, the wizard just smoke and whistles and smoking mirrors and whistles. Bitch, you can see the Wizard of Oz. You say, oh, so this whole time it was just a play. It was just a scheme. It was makeup. It was all makeup and lighting. This is what I'm tapped into. The Wizard of Oz can't hide from you. And you know what else? You got real power. You're not no motherfucking sorcerer. You're not no wizard. You got actual power. You can pull energy from the air. It's this type of energy. They need smoke, mirrors, and whistles. They need smoke, mirrors, and whistles. You're an actual empress, an actual priestess, an actual high priest. This is what I'm tapped into. Bitch, you seen the phone just ring. Bitch, you seen the phone just ring. Bitch, you seen the phone just ring. They gonna fucking be trying to slide in your DM. They gonna be trying to message you. Motherfuckers you ain't talked to in 5 and 6, 6, 7, 2 and 3, 4 years. Gonna be trying to hit you up. 1111 angel number. They gonna be trying to see what's happening with you. Cause you know what? They recognize that they no longer have a hold on you. The gig is up. Bitch, I see the smoke and the mirrors and the whistles and the bells, bitch. You ain't got no real power, motherfucker, and you can't scare shit. You ain't scared of the wizard no more. They can't scare shit because you know it's a trick of the hand. It's a sleight of the hand. It's a sleight of the eye. It ain't got no real power behind it. Yeah, yeah. I'm happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Billy Dee Dee. Billy Dee Dee. They don't have no power. They don't have no power, and you giving your creative, your inner child access to your adult cognizant functions is pushing you into a status that you've always known. You always knew. The world tried to make you feel like it wasn't possible for you, and they was taking that energy, these energy vampires, archon entities, and siphoning and feasting and living luxurious lifestyles over you. And now, because you broke the spell, it's your turn. Your turn, 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 turn, your turn, your turn, your turn, your turn, your turn. It's your turn. You are not the main character in their story. Clap, clap. And the thing about it is, you don't need to be the main character in their fucking story. You're the main character in your own. Huh? You thought the spell was working for a long time. The spell said you had to be a main character in their story. You said, fuck your story, bitch. I make my own shit. Yeah. 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 Your guy saying no, you heard maybe. Yeah, look, you did it anyway. Fuck your story, bitch. Make my own shit. Do it anyway. Your turn, 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 your turn. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something else. I love this for you. I'm so excited for you. You deserve this. Don't go picking that shit back up now. You done released it. You don't need their validation. You getting your vindication. You don't need their validation. You don't need their validation. Stay focused. Stay focused. Because the emotional reaction is what they expect to be able to get. You understand what I'm saying? The bird is tweeting in agreement. I am so grateful for you tapping in, tuning in, and turning up. I am sincerely appreciative of your time. I always hope I'm saying something that helps. Let's get some elements. I've kept you too long. 4455 ain't the number. A lot about coming out of isolation. Sincerely coming out of isolation. You used to love bombing and gaslighting. And so when you hear coming out of isolation, you go, so people gonna be coming in my house? No. You're not gonna love bomb and gaslight. You're gonna slow burn. You're gonna gauge whether or not people are safe. There are gonna be people who get this much access. There's gonna be people that get that much access. It's gonna get people that you might have one person that get the whole shebang. But no, it's not gonna be motherfucker coming in your house and stuff like that. But this idea that you don't have sounding boards or creative mirrors that can help you to express your ideas and work together to build ideas and cell groups that can kind of create community, especially in regards to everything that's happening politically, geopolitically. We need to be able to organize. We need to be able to come together. We need to be able to recognize our greatness in one another and in ourselves, and then say, well, this is where you shine, so you take over this part. This is where you shine, so you take over this part, so that in the event of an inevitable collapse, we still know how to organize and be able to kind of create life with ourselves. We just go back to what we know naturally, right? But without being able to identify that within yourself and within other people, it can be very difficult. So no, you're not going to just be letting people up in your house all of a sudden, but you are going to be able to create community. And not all love is romantic. I think a lot of times when people hear love and they think about relationships, they immediately go to something romantic or exclusive. And most love is not exclusive and romantic. Most love is community. Okay? We're going to do soulmate. I just work here. Let's get flying monkeys. Yeah. These flying monkeys kind of you deal with we battle not against flesh and blood, right? So a lot of these witches and warlocks be knowing your destiny based on your chart, whatever it is, you could grow up in a family that's affiliated and associated with certain Freemasonic organizations or whatever it is like that. So a lot of times this stuff happens to you before you even get a chance to decide your their contracts and bids and all of this type of thing before you even get a chance to decide. But you're awakening to this idea, and can accept even if it seems far fetched, like it's been going on so long that even if it seems far fetched, there's so much evidence that points toward the obvious and the logical that it's hard to deny. And so just appreciate the confirmation, and then you know what to do. You got real power. They've been trying to siphon your power. Sending flying monkeys. A lot of expectations about what you would have or what you had the capacity to generate. Queen of Cups energy, King of Cups, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups showed up in the beginning, right? A lot we're gonna do Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but yeah, they know you had spiritual gifts. They know you had spiritual gifts. I want to say it in a more practical way for the people who might have problems with that. They knew that you had the capacity for deep emotional depth. They know that you feel things very deeply. And to be able to feel things very deeply and be able to hold that capacity and process that in this world where so much happens is a power. But they won't tell you that, right? They'll try to make you feel like you're too emotional or da 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 da. King of Cups in reverse or the Queen. Remember the cards that were spilled over. So there's that energy of oh, yeah, you can feel deeply. So rather than teaching you about the power of the capacity that you have to feel things deeply, I'm going to make it a curse for you. I'm going to use your emotions against you to try to create a tempest or emotional, upsurge in you so that you cannot be stable, or like the power of the ocean, create great change and growth in life. Because like the power of the ocean, you can create great change. You are the ocean and the drop. You are the ocean and the drop. But they only wanted you to be caught up in the fact that the waves was tossing. But you are learning that you are the ocean and the drop. These wizards and these warlocks, these sorcerers have no power, but you do. But if you don't, if you're like a storm, raging your storms and rails, then what can your power be utilized for? Does that make sense? Is this type of energy? That's how I see it, Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something that helps. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Thank you so much, DYHW. I appreciate it. The Sun card. Seeing it. Clarity. The Lover's card. Self-love. Bow. Bow, 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 bow. Rocky Balboa. See, I love it when you love it, baby. Just don't stop it. We can wobbly, wobbly, drop it like it's hot. Huh? Like this. They said bow, 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 Rocky Balboa. I like it. Like, you get it. There's this clarity. You see God, but not as some existential being outside of you. You see God within the ocean and the drop, the power of God flowing through you, orchestrated and operated and controlled through self-love and discipline. Boom, power. Boom. Thank you so much, BJ Wilson. I'm grateful for you. What's the most important message? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy is out here. I'm so excited. Because that inner child, through like ritual, right? Through routine, through regimen, through self-love, right? Your inner child is given a safe space to fully express itself. And it's like Scout's honor. It's leading to accolades, honor, respect, diligence, your work, the energy and effort that you're putting into something is leading to this badge, this sachet, some form of self-respect. I think that Eight of Pentacles has more to do with like, damn, I know I did this. I don't need nobody else to give me no motherfucking award ceremony. Bitch, look at my motherfucking sashes. It's this type of energy that's on this board. I like this. Ascension energy is out here. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces with the King of Swords. Got your mind right. Like, you got your mind right, bro. And you're not reacting, you're not responding, you're getting structured, you're organized, you're consistently doing these things. And the results, we know that it's like the law of accumulation in due season. I'm talking about Venusian energy. And Venus has to do with like luxury, comfort. Like when you really think of all of the things that people think about when they think Mercury energy, like money or expansion or whatever it is like that, they really think in Venus energy. Like comfort, luxury, the freedom, the ability to move when you want to move, how you want to move. That's what's coming to you. I like this energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You're a rich girl and you've gone too far and it really don't. Anyway, you gotta rely on a Donna rely, Donna in I want to be a Cancer. I want to be a Scorpio or a Pisces. Like I said, this motherfucking work that you're doing, whether you recognize it or not, is leading you to some type of self-respect. And you might have your eyes just like tunnel vision. Eyes focus on your paper, what you doing, the success that you bringing. People see you. People see you. People see you. And they want to bring you honor. They want to bring you offerings. They want to show you some type of penance or pay some type of veneration or respect for what you're doing. I like this. I'm excited. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something that helps Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Scooch over a little bit. Let me in. Scoot over a little bit. Let me squeeze in with you. I'm gonna get in the Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces bag this week. Y'all double tap that screen and share the live so we can share this love. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Yeah, there's an ending out here. Like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, death card, major transformation, Scorpio energy to this energy vampire. Starving this energy vampire. Because they're not getting no more of your energy. Hey. Two of Wands energies out here. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Two of Wands with the vampire. Angels, archangels, ancestors, and spirit guides that wish to see us walk the highest path out here for the greatest good. What is the most important message for Leo, Aries, Sagittarius? Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What is your most important message? What do you need to know most to walk your highest path for your greatest good? Up in the clouds. It's like you ignoring something. Two of Wands, the vampire card, right? Showed up when I was shuffling. Up in the clouds with the uh, girl, I gotta watch my back because I'm not just anybody. You're ignoring something. Or maybe you're not intentionally ignoring something. Perhaps somebody is keeping you high or keeping you drunk. Somebody could be keeping you just focused on the spiritual, only looking at the spiritual thing. Oh, you're supposed to be all love and light. You're supposed to be all love and light. Well, that's not spiritual at all. That's not spiritual at all, because if you look at a yin yang symbol, then it's light and darkness. So somebody's like keeping you in like one track mind or focused on one thing, or it's like, you know, keep it. If I want you to keep looking that way, so you won't see what's behind me. The white magic energies out here with up in the clouds, and energetically to me, it feels like you have to be situationally aware and always be protecting yourself energetically. Health card energies out here with voodoo, because I just work here. Lust energies out here, because there are entities and energies, and people don't necessarily have to have a reason other than you high vibrational. Witches and warlocks, wizards, they don't really have a reason other than they recognize that you'll keep them on B vitamins. What's that bag that people be getting? And they go to the doctor and they say, give me a vitamin drip or whatever it is like that. It's called a banana bag or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe they'll use you like a banana bag. Give me some of that juice, Air. Apollo. Hater energies out here. They'll say, oh, this person has a very high vibrational frequency. But they don't tend to know that there are low vibrational entities that can siphon their energy, even if they're high vibrational. Let me make them an example. Thank you. Ace of Wands energies out here with the community card energies out here. The most powerful thing that you can do at this time, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, is develop boundaries. Because if you look at this motherfucking card, you see how some of them people kind of green. You see how some of them got like a tinge of green in them, and not green like Anunnaki, not green like the original people, like green with envy, or green with jealousy, or green with bile, is what it looks like to me in this card. Even if you look at this voodoo lady eyes, she got them green eyes, green eyes. It's this type of energy. So be aware. It's because you have a high vibrational frequency, and because taking a very optimistic and hopeful person down to a low vibrational frequency of despair is how archon entities feast. That's what you need to know about. Or they may try to put incubus and succubus spirits on you. So they might take your high vibrational optimism and hope and take it to a very lustful or perverse place, right? This is what I'm tapped into. So be aware of the spirits that somebody wants to attach to you, and protect yourself, like going forward, right? Boundaries, bro. Like, and not just today, not just like, watching out for the next 3 weeks or 3 months. This is like going forward. You need to be careful of your associations and affiliations, unless the shit that be on people rub off on you. Motherfucker be under spells and going through all kind of warfare and shit like that. Next thing you know, you done connected with them. Three of Cups energies out here, and you at the hospital because something has become unstable in your life. So be aware. Just because you high vibrational, just because you high frequency, you optimistic, right? You hopeful, or bruh. How dare you have faith? That's what it be. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I don't understand the question when you ask, are these real cards? Like, are they AI generated or something? Is that what you mean? Tell me if I'm tripping. Because I don't understand the question. It feels what? There's a food card in that deck. I'm taking that jalopy. There's a food card in that deck. I'm taking that jalopy. I feel like that's a perfect what? I guess my little neuro spiciness even sees that's still cards. You know how people make their own decks? So people who make their own decks, them not real cards? I'm so sincere. I'm not trying to be combative. I know it might feel like that. I have a lot of air in my chart. They just fucking around. Who turn it is? We did Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. We did Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Let's go Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Rising star energies out here with the 7-7 energies out here. There's a lot about enlightenment, awareness. I'm making my own deck. I made my own deck. I made this deck. So my deck not a real deck because I made it. No. It's not cards. These not cards. I guess that's my question. I think my question is maybe rephrase it like, is it a real authentic deck or did I draw it myself? Is it homemade? Are those homemade cards? Because we know they cards, right? And if a reader was astute enough, and like if a person watched Pokemon and they was a Pokemon trader and they understood Pokemon and the Pocket Monsters and all of that gifts and shit, you could read with Pokemon cards. So I don't understand why people, it's called cartomancy. But that's just the level of ignorance that people be having, and they'll demonstrate it and try to project it onto you as if something is inferior about you. But when they do it, it's just exposing their ignorance. I hate when you do that, Jalabi. Let me school them right quick, because it's called cartomancy. So any deck that somebody has made, just like bibliomancy, same thing when somebody just flips something in the Bible, and whatever they Bible land on, they feel like, okay, that's what they might need to look out for in the day, or that's the energy that's presented. Bib is mancy. So then the suffix of the word is mancy, cartomancy, bibliomancy. There are all kind of mancies, like people use elemental magic or whatever it is like that. They all have their mancies, and that is like one of the root words of magic or doing in spiritual work. So I don't understand the question when you say, and I don't understand the question when you say, are they cards? Because obviously they're cards. They're cards. Index cards are cards. So obviously they're cards. And then also, what? So because a person make their cards themselves is less intuitive or less spiritually led than a deck that was manufactured and reproduced like the Bible, and refigured and redrawn and restructured over thousands of years, is like, what? I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think I agree with that. I'm like, what? First of all, obviously they're cards. So yes, they're real cards. Even if they was index cards, they're still cards. No, they're not homemade. I purchased this, but somebody else made them. Just like the tarot deck. Somebody else made that. And we just all agree that we like the symbols and the imagery. And so a lot of people use it. But somebody else made these. So to them, this would be a homemade deck. Just like to the person who drew and made the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, that would be a homemade deck. So I'm so neurodivergently confused in the line of thinking and the way that these conclusions are being made and surmounted as correct, because it just don't make no fucking sense to me. I'm not trying to be rude. That shit don't make no fucking sense to me. Technically, the tarot cards that we use, that everybody use, the Rider-Waite, those are homemade to somebody. Somebody made them at their house. A Marcel deck was originally made by somebody at their house. That's a homemade deck. And people started purchasing that deck from them because they felt like they liked the symbols and the imagery. Somebody else made this at their house. I liked it, and I purchased it from them. Does that mean? I'm so confused. Angels, archangels, ancestors, and spirit guides that wish to see us walk the highest path for the greatest good. What's the most important message for Libra, Aquarius, Gemini? What does Libra, Aquarius, Gemini need to know most to walk the highest path for the greatest good? Love spell is the first card out. Let's move forward. Sometimes you try to understand shit that ain't meant to be understood, Three of Swords energies I with love spell. Real monsters. You were supposed to be obsessed. You were supposed to be enamored. You were supposed to be, can't stop thinking about a person, can't stop calling them. don't know what to do in life, life not functioning, whatever it is like that. Now, this person did magic or on you or with you or however the magic was done, and they can't stop thinking about you. They just knew it was going to be you, the one who couldn't control their mind. Three of Swords energies out here. Air sign energy, you the Libra, you the Aquarius, you the Gemini. So how the fuck is going to be you that can't control the mind? But either way it goes, somebody wants to play mind games with an air sign, and they are mentally right now confused, discombobulated. Somebody is emotion, it's like emotions are taking over, right? They want to be able to control their thoughts or do what they know they need to do, but their emotions are taking over. And this is somebody who Ace of Cups, and this is somebody who called themselves doing magic on you. They wanted you to be obsessed with them. They wanted you to never get enough of them and never get tired of them. It's not funny. But air sign, like, really? You gonna do that type of magic on the air sign? Think about it, though, right? Like, think about elemental magic. Think about elements. Air, detach, a breeze. It's there and then it's gone. You know, it was here. You felt good. You felt the breeze. Ooh, it felt so good. It's gone. Now it's hot. The sun beating on your ass, right? You're gonna try to do this type of shit to a air sign. So now, maybe this air sign, and then the air sign is gonna be like, sometimes flittery, like, sometimes I'm showing you all this attention and obsession, and ooh, and then sometimes I'm off on a butterfly. So now this person is wanting you every moment of every section of every day, and you like, okay, that was fun. Going over here, okay, that was fun. Going over there, okay, that was fun. Going over there, and you were supposed to be obsessed. The cherry card, shit, a blue card is significant. Yo, hey, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Call me, motherfucker. See you later, bitch. I got some shit to do. You got some shit to do. The devil card that is out here. This motherfucker that wants to put a love potion on your motherfucking ass is strung out. They strung out on your energy. Now, why the fuck would they do that, though? To me, energetically, it feels like, duh. Why would you want to do that type of obsession spell? I wouldn't do an obsession spell on an air sign or nothing like that, but that's crazy. Either way it go, maybe a jar spell to try to contain it or something like that. But they did some type of obsession spell, and your ass like maybe a candle spell or something like that. Or you gonna do a candle spell on the air sign? And so you do love them and you do care about them, and there's like a mutual connection or whatever it's like that. But it's like they can't hold you, they can't grasp you. This is what I'm tapped into, and it's why you so obsessed with me, boy. I wanna know. This person ain't drinking enough water. They not getting enough sleep. They don't feel competent. Like they trying to perfectionism is they're struggling with perfectionism. Am I good enough? Am I good enough? Am I good enough? Notice the button up. Trying to act like everything is okay. Neatly combed hair. This type of energy. Nine of Pentacles. Meanwhile, you over here relaxing and maxing, sitting out chatting and relaxing, all cool and all shooting some b-ball outside of the school. When a couple of guys say we're up to no good, started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got one little fight a month. The fool card energy out here, man. On to the why chase a why have one bitch when you can have five? Why have five bitches you can have nine? I give away a bitch you can have mine. It's the same energy. Fool card, not a Pentacles. Why chase a bitch when you can chase a bag? Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, this is what's happening in your energy right now. Somebody wants you to be obsessed with them. And I think they did some type of love work in the candle spell. But air sign in the candle spell is going to make a person, especially an air sign, fiery or more energetically. It's going to give them more emotion, more motivation. You get amped up. Air and fire, if you are the wind beneath my wings, right? So butterfly energy, fluttery. It's not that there's no attraction or no desire, but it's like, I got other shit to do. Let me get this money. Let me get this bag. It's this type of energy. And they actually reinforce that idea with this candle workings that they're doing, and they're stuck in their mind. Eight of Swords, obsessed energy is out here. The Devil card, love spell. They can't think about nobody else. And they trying to be cool about it too. This person is trying to be cool about it too. They like, I don't care. You ain't called me in 3 days, so what? I'm cool, I'm straight. I'm good. You good? They sitting there hoping you a call. When you call, they try to play cool. Hello. Yeah, I ain't doing it. They've been waiting on you, all or nothing, straight up. Soulmate. I don't like it. I do. Yeah. there's an inactivity about this person that's pushing you away, or not pushing you away, but that's why they're so obsessed. They don't have any other things, any other irons in the pot. Their only goal, their only outlet, their only passion or love or fulfillment in life is you. Meanwhile, here you are with all of these, different things that bring you abundance and prosperity and fulfillment. Not just one thing. The person who's going to be your soulmate is going to be more mature. They're going to have less to obsess over, right? They're not going to need to do magic on you or feel compelled to do that. The Fool card energy, the Eight of Swords, feel compelled or feel afraid that something outside of them is going to catch your attention and make you kind of go away from them. They won't have those fears because they're going to have their own endeavors that they are pursuing, just as you have your endeavors that you're pursuing. And you all will love to come together and express how this exploration is going, even though you'll go back out into the world and continue to pursue your endeavors. So that's what's on this board. There's a person, maybe you did magic with this person. They keep saying that. In any case, this needs to be cleansed and released. Perhaps you need to do a cord cutting because this person is obsessed with you, and it's showing up energetically, so it has to have some type of connection to you. Like I said, I do feel like there's some type of attraction, but I don't feel like it's compelling. Thank you so much, Brittany Manning. What's what you doing on this side of the internet? Kia B. Gotta get used to seeing y'all on this side of the internet. I'm about to press this button and see what it do. Oh, they have playables. And you can stream with the game. Okay, YouTube, make it easy for them. Angels, archangels, ancestors, and spirit guides that wish to see us walk the highest path out here for the greatest good. What is, baby? Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, faith energy is out here. The card that fell and flew on the floor is the love spell card, but I see you being spiritually protected. Like, when somebody does negative workings, or when somebody tries to get you to go against your divine assignment, what the Most High has for you, it brings curses upon them. Especially when you're doing what the Most High is asking you to do. When people try to interfere in your energy, it has a malevolent effect in their life. There are people who think that you're doing magic. They think that in the back room lighting candles or some shit like that. That's not it at all. You pray a lot. You're like, God, what you want for me to do? God, what you want for me to do? God, what you want for me to do? Show me your path, God. Be a light to my path. Be a lamp to my feet. Right? Look at these hands. These hands are illuminated. Guide my hands. Guide my heart. Guide my hands. Guide my heart. Love spell energies out here occur. So when somebody say, oh, I'm going to take their hand. What is it called? Not hold their hand, but like maneuver their hand, like pull your cards or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? When this person tries to, it's something with your hands, God gets involved. God said, wait a minute, they was doing something for me. This is what I'm tapped into. Love, offer, energies, I hear the Three of Cups. When somebody tries to, it's like use your hand. Like decide how you move your hand, right? God gets involved in that. Three of Cups energy is out here, right? Three of Cups with this love offer gives me Four of Cups energy with the Seven of Cups. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cups. Anytime, because not, I guess God is like, you want to do what God wants you to do. You want to be who God wants you to be, despite what the world is saying, despite what the world would dictate of you. Even the things that could be easy for you to do and just go and accept what the world was offering, you still want to be what God wants you to be. And so God is protecting that, the rarity in that. This is what I'm tapped into. Seven of Wands energies all here, baby. A cloak of protection, a bubble of protection is all around you. People be having to get together in groups to try to affect you and still don't have no, breakthrough. People get together in groups, 7 angel number, 7 of Wands, 7 of Cups, 3 of Cups to try to affect you, and they don't have a breakthrough, right? The only thing that comes to you is more love, 4, 6, 5, 6, more abundance, a deeper connection with the Most High. They literally curse themselves when they do shit. 6 of Pentacles energies are here because you're a giving individual, because you're a helpful person, because your intentions are pure. 6 of Pentacles, 5, 6, 4, 6, 6, 4, 6, 6, 5, 6 angel number. And then the 9 upside down is a 6. So single, sexy, and successful. As long as you remain in alignment with your divine assignment, then none of the attacks that's coming from this enemy can affect you. I see you being cloaked in a bubble of protection. I'm not saying that the enemy won't form weapons and fire them. I'm saying that they will not, the weapon will form, but it will not prosper. Social media energy is out here. Being a light or being a demonstration, being the salt of the earth, being a walking testimony for what it looks like to be in divine alignment. That's what you're supposed to be. You say, what am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to do? You're a walking testimony for what it looks like when you let God guide you. That's how this feels to me. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Save the best for last. Face ass. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I appreciate your time, the energy, the love, and support. I always hope I'm saying something else. As a closing message, what does the divine collective need? What does the divine collective need to hear the most as a closing message? Thank y'all so much for tapping in, tuning in, and turning up. And Kia B. What did he say? Hold on, I'm about to remember it. I'm about to remember what the man said. I can't remember. Hello and welcome. I used to go to church all the time. I know how to do that church voice. What he said? What he said? Can you be blocking? What he said? I'm gonna go back and look at the message. I wish I remembered it. Fuck. Angels, archangels, ancestors, and spirit guides that we should see us like the highest path. Thank you for the greatest good. I can see the little screen, the thumbnail he used. I'm like, this is a good thumbnail. I like this thumbnail. Escaping. Escaping. Beauty and heart. Your most powerful tool is to realize and recognize that when that shit you say you don't feel like doing that you know you need to do, that could be the spellcraft. Bother it. Bother it. That sure was it. Don't just let motherfucker make it up. Bother it. He talked about the lady. I did watch. He talked about the lady who who kept going to the man, the magistrate, and he said, "Let me just do what you want me to do, so you can leave me the fuck alone." Bother it. Bother it. Amen. Amen. Heartfall. I love that. I was so happy when you hearing that. I was like, oh. When I start sending you stuff now, don't think I'm crazy. Okay. We sending each other stuff now. Okay, I'm seeing some stuff now. It might always make you laugh though. There's a message that's coming through for the collective that says sometimes you don't feel like doing what you know you need to do for you, and that's a symptom of negative intentions being sent toward you. Because I wouldn't feel like these wizards and these warlocks actually have actual power over you. So to say that the magic is working would be misspoken. But the way that the smoke and the mirror and the sleight of the hand sometimes affects your subconscious and your psyche is what's showing up in these cards. You know, sometimes you don't feel like doing what you know you need to do. Getting up and getting ready and preparing yourself to go and face the world and conquer it in the ways that the Most High is giving you power to. And so you'll say, I don't feel like it. Escapism, escaping. And so I don't want you to be mean to yourself, and I don't want you to be overbearing on yourself, but I want you to ask yourself, where does that come from? Memories. I want you to ask yourself, where did that come from? Why wouldn't I feel like getting up and shining? Clarity energies out here. Why wouldn't you feel like getting up and demonstrating to the world the light of God, the force of God, the light and the darkness that comes from a divine space that is in you? Why would you want to hide that? Why wouldn't you feel like that? And if you really consider why you wouldn't feel like that, you'll know that it's not coming from the most divine space. That's what I'm tapped into. It's coming from the gutter. It's coming from the gutter. It's coming from very low vibrational places, and that's when the wizardry, which actually has no power over you, has a subconscious psychological effect, and then therefore has control. This is what I'm tapped into. Hopeless energies out here. They want you to feel hopeless. They want you to feel broken, and they spy. They watch you through your devices. They watch you through many different means, gang stalking, all of these things. They watch you to see if the magic or the warfare, the psychological warfare that they call wizardry and sorcery is working on you. And when you get up and you say, you know what, I'm going to show what God looks like in a living testimony. When you get up and you say, I'm going to be a living testimony, then the wizards and the warlocks realize without you saying a word, confession, that that fucking so-called magic is not working. Okay? They got a long way to go before that so-called magic, sorcery, and wizardry has an effect on you. I love you so much. I am so grateful for every opportunity that you give me to share the gift. I always hope that I'm saying something that helps. And until we meet again, be powerful on purpose. Wholeness. Infinite waters flowing through you. Y'all take it easy. Oh, before I go, I want to say, if you like a personal reading, you can go to my website. It's www.tarotondex.com. You can get a hologram, which is a recorded reading that I email to you, or you can get a Zoom meeting with me, which is called a Luminary High Priestess Consultation. I love you so much, and I appreciate you. Until we meet again, be powerful on purpose. Wholeness. Infinite waters flowing through.